Hello and welcome back, or perhaps welcome to bed. Tonight, we will discuss a profound shift in administrative methodology. The move from memory and oral tradition to the written, recorded word in the business of governance. Our focus is narrow and our pace is slow. We are looking at the late 11th century, specifically the years 1085 and 1086. In England, King William I, William the Conqueror. Having secured his rule after the events of 1066, he faced a practical, logistical problem. He needed to know what he had conquered: the value of the land, the number of plows, the count of livestock, the names of tenants, for the purpose of taxation. The solution was a survey, a great survey. It would come to be known somewhat dramatically in hindsight as the Domesday Book. But the process was not dramatic. It was procedural. It was, in a word, bureaucratic. Commissioners were sent out into shires. They assembled local juries. From each hundred, a subdivision of a shire, these juries would answer a series of standardized questions. Under oath, the questions were detailed. They were repetitive. What is the manor called? Who held it in the time of King Edward? Who holds it now? How many hides are there? How many plows are there in domain? How many belonging to the men? How many villagers? How many cottagers? How many slaves? How many free men? How many soakmen? How much woodland? How much meadow? How much pasture? How many mills? How many fisheries? How much has been added or taken away? What was it worth then? What is it worth now? All of this information from every hundred in every shire was compiled, written down in Latin by scribes. The handwriting is uniform, the style is abbreviated to save space on the parchment. Let us consider the physical object. 2 volumes, actually, the Great Domesday and the Little Domesday. Little Domesday is actually larger in page size but covers fewer counties. It is the unedited draft return for Essex, Norfolk, and Suffolk. Great Domesday is the condensed, fair copy for the rest of the surveyed realm. It is written on sheepskin, parchment, made from the skins of approximately 500 animals. The ink, iron gall, a mixture of tannic acid, iron sulfate, and gum arabic. It has faded to a rusty brown. The entries themselves are terse. Let us take a hypothetical example, not an actual entry, but representative of the manner of Sedating. In Sedating, Alfred holds 5 hides from the king, land for 8 plows. In lordship, 3 plows, 12 villagers with 5 plows, a church, 2 slaves, meadow, 12 acres, woodland, 30 pigs. Value before 1066, 100 shillings. Now, 120 shillings. Alric held it before. There is no narrative here, no story of Alfred or Alric, only their names in a list of possessions. The history of a community, reduced to its taxable assets. The excitement of conquest, sublimated into columns of data. This was the true conquest, not on the battlefield, but in the ledger, the transformation of a kingdom into an archive. The completion of the survey was noted by the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle. The chronicler wrote, with perhaps a hint of the weariness we feel now, so very narrowly did he have it investigated that there was no single hide nor yard of land, nor indeed, it is a shame to record, but it seemed no shame to him to do, was one ox or one cow or one pig left out that was not set down in his record. And then it was done. The books were bound. They were placed in the royal treasury at Winchester. They were consulted on occasion for tax disputes or legal precedents for centuries. They became a fixed reference point, a baseline of administrative reality. Life went on, kings died, seasons changed, crops were planted and harvested, taxes were assessed and collected. The books remained quietly on a shelf. The significance of the Domesday Book is, of course, immense to historians. It is a snapshot, a foundational document. But for our purposes tonight, its significance is in its profound mundaneity. It is a testament to the human urge to categorize, to list, to know the number of plows. It is not a story of heroes. It is a story of clerks, of ink drying on skin, of data meticulously gathered. Before the concept of data truly existed, it is a history of administration, and administration, while vital, is rarely thrilling. It is the background hum of civilization, the paperwork that makes everything else possible, and in its detail, we find a deep, resonant calm. So, as you settle into your own rest, consider the quiet world of the 11th century scribe, the scratch of the quill, the smell of the ink, the slow accumulation of facts, a list of hides and plows and villagers, written down so a king might know his realm, and so we, centuries later, might find a thought steady enough to guide us into sleep.